Amsterdam was written by David O. Russell, stars Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, John Washington, Rami Malek, Anya Taylor-Joy, Michael Shannon, Mike Myers, Alessandro Nivola, and a bunch of other people. This is an A-list cast, but was the movie great? Let's find out in this review. Hey everybody, my name is Carson Kreitner, or also known as Typical Moviegoer, Shark Ripper 31 in previous years, trying to revamp it a little bit. Today we're talking about Amsterdam, a movie that recently came out in 2022, was panned by critics, and I have a little bit of a different opinion. Going back a few months, when they announced this movie, or at least when it started to really pick up, I got really excited for it because they announced this all-star cast, and then they gave away the concept, and I was just sitting there and I was like, well, this has got to be good. I mean, it's got a good director, got a good cast. Sure as heck probably going to be good cinematography. What could be wrong? And then I saw the movie. And here's what I'll say. I didn't hate it. I think disappointing, yes. But what I think a lot of the critics are missing is that, sure, I can see what they're saying and seeing all the problems, but its main problem is in the script. It needed to clarify a lot of the plot beats, or even really switch a few around, to really hammer home the point of what they were trying to make. Without giving away any spoilers, it is a very, very genius plot. And it really does bring out the characters, specifically our three leads, played by Bale, Washington, and Robbie. Really does a good job fleshing out those characters. And even the smaller characters, too. They're fleshed out pretty well. But what the script really does lack in is clarifying its own plot to make sense, in a way. Because there's a lot of extra scenes, and I'm even thinking, I can think of 3 off the top of my head where there's character building scenes, and then they have to rush through the plot scenes just to keep the plot going. And so I think a few more weeks, or even maybe one, to have one more draft or a few more drafts of the script to just hammer home those plot points really would have tightened everything together and made it a lot more easier to digest. But besides the script, the only other complaint I really have was Taylor Swift. The one part of the cast, when they said it, I was like, really? Okay. I mean, it seems kind of like what they're doing with Harry Styles nowadays, where Harry Styles is fine. He's fine enough. He's definitely earned himself a place in the actor position. He can hold his own a little bit. But Taylor Swift, not so much. She is a very horrible actress. Honestly, I would even say worse than Megan Fox Transformers bad. It was pretty brutal watching the screen at some points, and we're going to get into spoilers here because 3, 2, 1. Thankfully, she dies very early on in the movie, and then she's never seen from again. And I was kind of happy when that happened. I went with a friend to the showing this weekend, and I remember leaning over to him and going, yes, the worst part of this movie is out of it so early on. And it actually made the experience more enjoyable, because I remember sitting in the first few scenes and going, really? I kind of actually see what critics are saying. This might actually not be as good. But overall, my experience was pleasant with Amsterdam. Again, very few problems with it, Taylor Swift being one, and the script just needing to be tightened up a bit. Going back to positives, Christian Bale, Robbie, and Washington, fantastic. I believe that they're this group of friends that could have just met and built this pact with each other. The best duo being Michael Shannon and Mike Myers, absolutely phenomenal. They're funny. Mike Myers has kind of made a comeback in recent years, especially with Bohemian Rhapsody and this. I mean, I would love seeing Mike Myers in more stuff again, but he's excellent here. Same goes for Alessandro Nivola. If I pronounced his name right, I'm sorry if I didn't. Alessandro Nivola, I loved in Many Saints of Newark, and I was really looking forward to what he was going to do next. And when they announced he was going to be in this, I was like, well, bonus. And then Chris Rock is also an outstanding person in this cast as well. He's funny. He's Chris Rock. What do you want? Oh, and De Niro. Can't forget about De Niro. He's great in everything. I think there's a rarity that there's ever a movie that he's actually bad in. But De Niro's pretty good in this too. I mean, cinematography, it's all really well done. Again, it's just the script. It just needed a few more drafts, and it really could have hammered the point home. But overall, I'm not disappointed with my experience. Am I disappointed with the ending result? No, but I still had a good time with Amsterdam. And I think that if you're looking for something to watch on a weekend with your wife or with some friends, sure, go to the movie, watch Amsterdam. I promise you won't be having a bad experience by any means. It's still perfectly watchable. And I would probably give it a 6.5 out of 10 totally on the scale. But yeah, that's Amsterdam. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this review. I'm going to be posting more pretty soon here. Halloween Ends. Sorry, not Kills. Halloween Ends should be the next review because that comes out next weekend. I'm going to be watching it and reviewing it. House of the Dragon coming soon after. But until then, guys, yeah, this has been Amsterdam. Peace out.